Now let's talk about how we groom it. Let me turn back on my in-guide by clicking on those dots. That's the visibility of those things. Now make sure that your edit is on the sculpt layer 1 underneath in-guide, not this one. This one is actually the sculpting for the entire hair, so every individual hair strand. So we want to work on guides so it's easier. You have a bunch of brushes on top. Let me choose this one called part. What it does is basically part the brushes from each other. So let me go to the top view and maybe draw from here. As you can see, you can easily separate the hairs into two regions. Okay. Now, let me actually switch the brush into another one called, if you're in a brush already, you can hold it down Shift and right mouse button. You can switch your brush to those other ones. Those guys are the ones on top of the shelf. I'm not going to use the comb brush. I want to comb these guys to the left more, or to the right more, and these guys to the other side more. Okay. I can maybe just make this one belongs to the other side. Okay. Now I have separated those guys into two parts now, but I'm expecting to see the middle one to be clean. But if you really zoom in, you can see it's not clean. You have all those hair strands interpolating between the guides, even you part them away that much. The problem is actually Xgen will interpolate unless it tells it not to. Okay, even the hair guides are far away, it will interpolate those smaller hair strands. That's why we need to use another thing called region map to tell it, okay, those two parts are two different regions. Don't do any interpolation in the middle. To do that, you're gonna go ahead and grab this guide and then go down, scroll all the way down to the bottom. You have this region control, and then check on use region map, and then go to region map and click on this little paint brush. It's gonna allow you to start painting the region map. You have a few settings. Default settings should be fine. Just go to browse and then select to choose to put it in the scene folder. That's gonna be a good place to put it. You can give it a different name, of course, like hair region map. Right, and then hit create, and that's gonna go through the process of setting up everything, and you have the pen tool enabled. Now you can start painting colors to define regions. Different color means different regions. So I'm gonna go change my, one more thing. If yours gives you an arrow, make sure that you select this model and give it the Lambert 1 material so it knows where to hook up the texture to preview. Like if you're using Arnold or Very, the texture there, how to hook up the texture to the material will be unknown to Xgen, so it doesn't know what to do with that. So you have to use Lambert 1. You can always bring the material back if you wanted to. Anyway, I'm gonna go choose this solid brush, and I'm using a stylus. I'm gonna check off the stylus pressure so that I'm guaranteed to paint a solid color. Okay, and I'm gonna of course pick a color here. I'm gonna use the red color, or this one, and hit done, and then I can start draw the red color up here. As you can see, when I draw those out, I'm immediately having the effect I need, which is basically separating the front, this part from the other part. As you can see, no interpolation in this area anymore. So I'm going to roughly define the region that I want to go for. So the front left, the front right, I can always go back and tweak them when I see fit. So actually, some of these areas. And for the back, I want to pull those hairs on the back all the way to the back. That's the hairstyle I'm looking for. So the hairstyle I'm trying to do is something like this. Okay, so I have a bun on the back. Maybe not as complicated, but something similar. And I'll go change my region to, maybe we can just leave the back as a white one, so that when we put them back there, they will be separated, because white is also a different color, right? I have overlapping UVs because I'm using UV tile, but I don't really worry about that because you know, we don't have anything there anyways. Alright, cool. So with this set it up, then I can go ahead and try to oh, one more thing. I actually disabled the clumping. If you turn the clumping on, you can see I'm still getting that. See that? The hair strength is trying to do something that I don't want it to do with the clumping. The reason is simple, because clumping is basically telling it to try to pull the hair together again after I part them, right? Because it's in the, if you look at the order of the layering system, you can see clump is above guide. So even guide is parting those things to two different regions. Clump tries to pull them back again. So I'm gonna go ahead and save my brush by click on the save texture. Sorry, save my texture here by click on save texture in the two settings. I'm gonna actually use this same map I'm using now to control clumps region. If you go back to selection tool and then grab clump, you can see clump also have this use control map. So I'm gonna check that out and then load the same control map. So to do so, I can use node editor and then select this clump and show input and output. You can see this node-based structure of the Xgen. You can see Xgen is actually node-based. Almost everything in Maya is node-based, right? Almost everything. So you open the clump and then you use the same region map we're controlling the guide. As you can see, that's the map, right? You can see the color there that I painted. I'm gonna grab the clump and then middle mouse drag the region map to the custom map here to tell the clump to also part those things away, right? You can see they're parted here now already. The back is the solid color, so we're still having that, but I'm not worrying about that because I'm going to pull them all the way back, right? So that's not going to be a problem. Okay, so that's how you use that to also control the clump. That way we can get a decent result that we really wanted to do. So that's going to be it for this tutorial, some basic setup. In the next one, I'm going to start doing some real grooming. Okay, see you next time.